hey, that's just how it go. One thing, like a pattern I noticed, in success, especially in my literary success as an author, is that it's hard to find loyal people. That's just like a sad fact. It's hard to find people that'll be loyal to you. Oh man, don't get me started on that. Like, I seen that so many times, like from all the way back years ago all the way to now, man. It's hard to find people that'll be loyal to it. And by that I mean, like, as far as like success as an author and as an artist, when most people see that, some people are programmed with you, but then when they see your full talent, or they see what you can do potentially, then they turn on you. I mean, I've seen it hundreds of times. Like, business, everything be good, and then, just out the blue, somebody finds some kind of reason to make me their enemy. Like, I see it every year, all year. I've seen it since I was young, Like, it's always like that. It's like I've always had like a pick that just been on my life. It's been like the weirdest thing. I mean, I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now. And I just like what I know. I mean, that's just what I know. It's always something, some kind of problem, some way to try to find, some way to have an issue with me. But, like, it's how it always works. I seen it like when I first got on my social media here, man. It was 2013. I told a story to people, years ago. I told them in recordings more recent this year. And they can go back and listen to my recordings. It's all original content. This is my stuff. I own my stuff. You got people, places, and things trying to like underhand to try to be like they a foundation on my stuff in order they can larceny it. No, they can't have my stuff. Feel me? This is my stuff. I'm my own entity and being. This material right here, just like my quotes, is parts of my body of work. You feel me? Nobody ain't saying this right here. What I'm saying right now, it ain't nobody on the face of this planet that's saying this recording right now, ever. You feel me? And any of my last recordings, This is my stuff. It's copyrighted when I create it. But back to this situation, when I first got on my tweet, in 2013, it was times when, everybody know at that point in time in my life, the only thing I was really posting was Bible verses and poetry, occasional poetry that complemented the Bible verses. I didn't have like a lot of other platforms I have now. I didn't have an official site. That came like 3 years later. And then that's also when I got on, I had like pretty much my quotes. I had quotes back then too, and they had made it pretty much big. And then something happened like around that year, and like my whole, Goodreads account was like removed. It was destroyed. All my quotes was taken away. It was weird, and all my stuff was doing nothing but embracing the gospel. That's how I knew that society was Babylon, Babylonian. You feel me? That's how I knew it was anti-God, at that moment right there. And that was like around 15, 16. It's just the weirdest thing, everything was good, and I was pretty much rising up, for my impact for God, and then something happened, and then like my whole page of Goodreads was taken down. I had various platforms that I had previous existing. I had thousands of reads. It was under attack. My WikiNut was under attack. And that was a platform that I had that most people, knew about me, because I had that in addition to Porn, and it was very successful. Very successful. I had reached like, man, great levels on it. As far as like an author. That was an author platform for writers. And that's where most people knew me from, because I blew up on there. And that was like 13, 14, especially I was like 14, 15. Because everybody know every year, all year, I'm putting out new content stuff. That was when, that's when I had like the pictures, that complemented my poetry. People that been with me for a while, they understand that. That's when I had my pictures that complemented my poetry, original pictures. And it used to be like things that would ever complement my poetry to give like more mood for the reader and stuff. So it was, it was a good thing going, but I ended up having to take that down because, around that time, I don't know, something happened, and then my stuff just was under attack, intense attack. Like, I didn't understand. I got blindsided. And around 13, it's just like when 14 came and 15, like I noticed, like on platforms, especially on this platform, like I didn't get sent, like I ain't become aware of, various types of, you know what I'm saying, all this extra like electronic campaign and stuff with these terms and things. I didn't become aware of that situation until later. You feel me? Like I wasn't told about it, and nobody had, you know, like I was pretty much goaded into the situation. It's like I was being attacked with things in my real life, and then people would like somehow steer my attention, you know what I'm saying, to this. And it's like it was an intense, elaborate manipulation. It was now I understand it. Back then I didn't, and it was a situation that was like premeditated. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody was waiting for that moment in time, and then that's the only way possible. That's the only way it made sense. Because, you know, me, I was like a fish out of water. You feel me? I didn't know none of this. I didn't know I was even under watch for years, and I didn't know all of that, you know. So I didn't know any of those things. And that's the situation. You know what I mean? And that's life as I've known it, you know. And so I noticed it's like all I did was promote love, good, light, you know, Bible verses, everything. You know, I reach out to people. I used to communicate with people, you know what I'm saying, uplift people, you know what I'm saying. I was always, you know what I'm saying, it's like, I mean, everything was really lit, man, to be honest. I was posting micro poetry and everything back then off the top, you know, but at the time there wasn't no, like, I didn't have like a formal thing for it, you know, so I didn't have a formal platform, or I didn't have a formal name for it, like micro poetry. But you understand the concept of micro poetry, I mean, because now, you know, I made that manifest. But back then I was doing the same thing, I just didn't have it called micro poetry, you feel me? Like I didn't have it like that. And so, I mean, yeah, but I mean, everything was different. People, and it was even more back then, because around, like when that was 14, 15, like the things I was posting on Twitter, man, like I had Bible verses, my original poetry, the ones that you're familiar with, like the ones, you know what I'm saying, from the time period. Then I got up there my original works. You know what I'm saying, there's no way any of it could be mistaken. You know what I'm saying, anybody who read it can obviously tell it. So I mean, slander and defamation hold no weight. So that shouldn't be no reason for anybody to be able to, you know what I'm saying, infiltrate my life, period. But especially with the amount of people, millions of people know already. So it's like how it should not be possible that this, you know, this level of persecution should still be present in my life, on my life, with the amount of, you know what I'm saying, attention that it's gotten throughout the years. It's weird. And so I mean, that's just weird. You know, that's extremely weird, you know what I mean? But that's a situation. I mean, but yeah, man, back then, like when I used to do my micro poetry, it was different, man, because I didn't just have like poetry and Bible verses on there, but I had like full prophecy. Like people remember, I know some people, I don't know, you know, if anybody is still with me, you know what I'm saying, like from that time period, they remember, like I used to post things like straight prophecy, like word from what the Lord was saying. But because, you know what I'm saying, it was, you know, because the time was like, it's like the day, you know what I'm saying, it's like, it's several times in life where I see situations that's like just, you know what I'm saying, like especially in the body of Christ that deserve like just, you know what I'm saying, like tons of like praise breaks. You feel me? Like, I mean, great situation. Like anytime people that come to Christ and things like that, people that's, you know, in the light, people that love the Lord, something good happens to them. It's things that deserves praise. You feel me? Like it's situations that deserve praise and you know, encouragement, consolation, and just like it's a big deal, should be made a big deal. You feel me? But because of the day or the age in which we live, those things are not made a big deal because there's no audience to do that. It ain't really nobody there to do that. And then those that is, you know, they don't be knowing about the situation that be going on. That's why I always was letting people know, you know what I'm saying, that was, you know, that love the Lord whenever they had breakthroughs and things like that. That's great. That's, you know, that's an encouragement. You know what I mean? It's awesome. You feel me? This is a great deal. This is a great thing. I'm so happy for you. You know what I'm saying? This is great. They need to know that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that was the situation. So I mean, yeah, so that was one of those situations. It was like a historic time in history that were being trivialized by somebody for ulterior motives and secret agenda. That's a cycle that I've seen every year. It was like, you know, like historic, you know, monumental points and times in history where monumental events happening, you know what I'm saying? But it's just not being embraced and esteemed the way it should be, you know what I'm saying, by people. And it's just the weirdest thing to me. It's like, I mean, like, it's just the fact that, you know, God has, of course, God works miracles and do things, but when God, you know, has like put his hand in the world, like in epic ways. It's just the weirdest thing, that people don't even like. It's like people were not even paying attention to this, like. And this how it was situation. So that's how it was back then. Like I was like doing groundbreaking things, man. Like as far as like the prophecy of God, like the Lord would minister to me, and then I ministered straight to people and straight from the Lord's mouth. And sometimes it was through poetry and it was rhyming. Like it was really lit, man. Like just off the top, straight from the Lord to the world. He was trying to minister to people. It would be random people that he would talk to through my own platform. Using me as a conduit for it, like just the Holy Ghost. And it was good stuff, words. I mean, it was just, and that happened for a couple seasons, I was still going through what I was going through in my personal life, but nobody couldn't tell it because I was good at, keeping it. It didn't get till later. Like people see now, how it's like I'm always like combative or, like kind of like reactionary or something like that. But that was not always the case. You feel me? Like through, in 13, 14, none of that, all my stuff was just like, like fun time. You feel me? Like all my poetry was, I was talking about, I had poetry, but then I had micro poetry. Then, everything was like artsy, trendy, edgy. You feel me? Like it wasn't like me talking about, hey, I need help. Whole world, help. Whole country, help. That's what's now. That wasn't like it was. That thing started until like 2015, 16. You feel me? Like it's weird because I was forced, by the things to which I was going through in order to acknowledge, the crime or the evil that was happening to me. So I couldn't focus on just, being great as an author because these things were happening in my personal life on purpose, intentional. Extreme violence, extreme hatred, extreme stalking, all of this stuff like extortion and smear campaigns combined on me. It's like I got just blindsided. And so that's what I had to pay attention to. So that's what I started talking about. You feel me? And that's how the situation got to like it is. But, you see all these quotes and stuff. And the reason I had to start making copies or like put my quotes on, on the backgrounds that I, like formally for my former quote. These all my original materials. I had to put them in this format because, at first, because people were like, it's like something was happening. For one, it's more organized, okay, until I get to the point where I could do more and better secure my legacy and better secure my original works and preserve my stuff, but at first it was like on platform, it was like something was fishy, about the platform, because it's like some of my words were actually being hidden and it was just the weirdest thing. People was trying to like get in my accounts and all of this. And it's like now all of that was happening, but it's like society or whoever was doing it didn't really want people to know. But now it's like it's happening blatantly and widespreadly and everybody know, but it's still happening. This is like an extreme desperation, cries of jealousy. This is like some extreme jealousy, desperate jealousy type stuff. Like this is not normal. So it's like they knew, whoever was doing it, they didn't want people to know at first, but then over time, it's like they don't care who knows. And now we're here, and it's like everyone knows, and they're still here. And nobody is doing anything. That's the kind of situation. It's been tons of patterns, man, throughout the years. Anybody who backtrack, but people, it's situation probably too horrific that when people backtrack, they don't want to acknowledge the reality of the pattern that they're seeing, but it's accurate and their eyes are not fooling them. You feel me? That's why I say backtrack, because I'm 100% certain of my testimony. I know it's going to corroborate with, events in this world, events in this country and things that's happened all in these previous years that's consistent with the life I've been, with the attack my life has been under, my wrongful attack my life has been under. So, this is real life. This is all I know. And it's like, I don't know. There's no reason for nobody to think that this is a game or a joke. You got the people who was responsible for this, they been allowed access to me and I witnessed them. So it's like, why is the structures allowing, people that trying to kill, like the murderers, access to the victims and, to the witnesses and things like that. The structures are actively involved in conspiracy to commit murder. I got proof against this. And that's another thing, like, as far as like my testimony, man, like that's why a lot of things is being allowed to happen. You feel me? Because they're trying to make me talk about these things, so then they have an excuse to destroy my work through larceny. It's racketeering, coercion. They're creating problems that they also put themselves in my life in order to fix, in order to have a way, to take my stuff ultimately and destroy my stuff, for which already been picked over by people who they bias and their favorites also, you know what I'm saying? And then it's already been picked over and exploited and made so much off of, and then ultimately they destroy my stuff, and then it don't exist no more, and I don't exist no more, while their biases and their favorites still is, you know, exists. You feel me? This is a massive racial and religious based hate crime, for which everybody see, everybody know, but nobody is helping me. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, of course, at this point, you know what I mean, I already revoke, you know what I'm saying, God's name from the country. You know what I'm saying? Through the power vested in me, it's no longer worthy to have a title for the country. You know what I'm saying? It's no longer, it's not a worthy place to wear the name of God. So I mean, I move to get God totally out the country. God has nothing to do with the structures or anything, because they're doing this to a known vessel of God that they've known through illegal surveillance for, you know, decades. You feel me? And that's confirmable. You feel me? So they've known I just got immortalized or I had got solidified into cultures that I did not have the choice to decide if I wanted to embrace or not. You feel me? It's like, I know what I mean? Because if I had the choice and decision to embrace, I would not have ever chose, you know what I'm saying, to be involved in, is, you know, such an evil thing. You feel me? Like an evil thing that would destroy, you know, sheep. You know what I'm saying? Just so, you know what I'm saying, they can, you know, I guess have mammon, you know, and things like that. So I mean, and power and just, you know, that kind of thing, clout and all that. They kill innocents for that and things like that. So I mean, and that leads me to say this, you know, all people that support me and care about God and things like that, watch your back, man. Like, for real talk, man. Like, everybody who care about the Lord, I told you, we coming in a time in history, the Bible predicted it, that it's gonna be one of the most trying times for those that love the Lord, Christians and stuff, you know, because of these kind of situations. You know, it ain't gonna be called what it is, but that's the situation that it is, though. You feel me? And that's the situation. So I mean, yeah, man, keep, you know, just watch out, man, because the Baphomet, you know, is desperate. You know what I'm saying? The truth of they scam that they've been preparing for secretly for decades, because they knew when they did whatever they did in the first place that later it'd come out, and then they knew eventually it'd amount to something that people would be upset about it. So people that's upset about it, they fight for, they standing for, or they trying their best to stand for something, you know what I'm saying, something that matter and things like that. You know, just watch out though, because they're not playing on the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody else has to abide by the law. They don't. You feel me? They are above the law. You feel me? Everybody has to abide by the law, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, you have to do everything in decency and order, but these evils, they not confined to the parameters of the law or the structures of the lands or anything about society. They're not confined to any parameters or any rules. You feel me? And I seen this every year, you know what I'm saying? Way before my circumstances were anything like it is today, way before my professions was anything like it is today, the same crime, just different years. It's followed me ever, and it accommodated all my circumstances. It's been the same crime. You feel me? Like the same thing has happened, you know, in the past year alone, like 4 to 5 times in a row. You know what I'm saying? At all different places. You feel me? And that's been a situation. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, so they trying to bully me, you know what I'm saying, into desolation. You feel me? Into poverty, into this. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing this the whole time, even before, let's like way back at 14. So it's the same people it's a racial hate attack on me. I need like protection from the Baphomet. These people hate Christians. They hate Christianity. Who's doing this? You know what I'm saying? And in the country, it say you shouldn't be discriminated against for your religion, but that's why they're doing this, for my religion. They're lying on me, slandering me, defaming me, and they got help from people above the law that is not confined to the law, and they can do whatever they want to anybody. You feel me? And then they have no consequences for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just got attacked like 2, 3, 4 times in the last couple weeks, you know, morbidly, like fatally. Like, I get attacked, you know what I'm saying, like that, and it's like, look where we at now. You know what I'm saying? In spite of my long-standing testimony, the truth, everything, all these recordings, viral worldwide, all this stuff, it still happened. And then nobody is in trouble for it. It's like, I mean, the country don't care about God. They don't care about Jesus. They blatantly reject the holy things. I don't want my Father's name in the structures for that reason. But yeah, man, I mean, but to this, I mean, what else can you do? What else can you say? You know what I mean? I've seen this thing, you know, tons of times, man. It's hard to find like loyalty though, man, when you know, and then now, you know what I'm saying, for what I've been through, the way I interact with the world has changed. You feel me? So it's even more difficult. You know what I'm saying? The way I see the world has changed because of what I've gone through. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So now things are different for me, but rightfully so though. I mean, when you say, you know what I mean? I just learn as I go. You feel me? They go call you whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it, man. If people, I mean, come on, man. I'm Ellie, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, everybody know that. So it's like, I mean, come on, man. Whoever said whatever, if they gonna say the worst thing possible, whatever, slander you, you know, I mean, if they're gonna like absolutely like cripple or, you know, or to, you know, or they plan to like have absolute domination or control over a certain type of people or, you know, a group of people or all this, then then that's who you attack. Whatever they're most talented or their best is, you're gonna attack them with the heaviest thing before they even old enough, you know what I'm saying, to even be able to fight or anything. Just to ensure that later you be able to have full domination over these people or that person or this, you know what I'm saying, or this way of life or whatever. Wouldn't it make sense? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm hands down. I know I can back it up anytime. I'm the most talented of my generation. You know, and plus, I mean, for God, my impact will be like none other. That's why they doing everything to prevent it. And that's indicative of the kind of country it is. You know what I'm saying? They're doing all this to prevent the gospel of Christ. That's what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And everybody is okay with it. You know what I'm saying? And those who not okay with it, you know, they the ones above the law will even try to take them out or kill them. You know what I'm saying? So you can't tell me, you know what I'm saying, you tell me what's Babylon, man. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's my life, man. This is, man. I just learn as I go.